another speeder bike, the speeder bike from Return of the Jedi. Now this one is broken apart into a lot more pieces. I was kind of just experimenting on trying to get, you know, to see how well this would actually fit together in multiple parts. So it actually did work. I was surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I guess anything surprises me. I'm very impressionable. But this is good because it allows you to, you know, really separate out the parts, paint them however you want. So it will print in 2 halves. You have pegs that you can put in, and then you just put that together. So no glue. The gun pegs in, and it can rotate. This is all resin. That's a tiny, tiny piece. I thought I lost it in the wash, and I'm glad I didn't. This bottom piece right here comes off. This is pegged in. This will come in. This will peg in. All of this pegs in. So let me just kind of see if I can throw this together. So this is all pegged in at some point or another. So that kind of goes in. You probably get that in a little bit better. The little flaps here do actually work. Let me get this on properly and I'll show you. Get the other one in. Okay, so the little flaps, those flaps come out. See the detail we got in there. Really thin little flaps, but they work really nicely. Take that seat off, it's one to come off. And then we got the handles. The handles are very thin. I was going off of like pictures and stuff of like the Macat models they had from the movies. And God, I love ILM's designs, but man, they do not make it easy to make stuff for 3D printing. It is so, so thin. Yeah, so that'll peg in. This will peg in too with a little bit of work. Nice thing with resin, it's much more easily sandable rather than filament. This will peg in. This one I think needs a little bit of glue. I was able to get it to stick, but I wouldn't trust it. I'd rather have it a little bit, just a little dab of glue right here. So that'll go in right here. Something like that. The foot pegs, notice I have a little ball right here. I do have a stand with a ball on it. Okay, so that will come in. The feet pedals are a little overdone. It's kind of on purpose. I want there to be, I just wanted them to be a little bit more sturdy. Okay, come on. That needs to be glued in. And then little pipes here, they all have like little specific spots they'll go in. So like that one will go here and there. The twofer right here will go, I'm sorry, these will go right here. Those do peg in right there. You got, let's see, this one. Where did this one go? This one I think goes up here. It goes up here. Yeah, so that one goes up there. And then these guys, kind of, this one will plug in right here, and then plug in right there like that. Okay, so you got all that, okay? All right, and then of course, final piece, this actually pegs in really easily. At least when I was doing it, it was pegging in pretty easily. Come on. Let me get that on. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So a little dab of glue on all the parts is always going to be recommended. Just make sure things don't like fall out over time. But you can see how everything kind of fits together. We've got a lot of detail here. See on the veins, a lot of detail there, really thin pieces. Again, resin's going to be your friend. If I was going to do pieces in filament, I guess the two body parts would be the ones I would do in filament. But the rest of this I would probably do in resin, just because we get all that wonderful detail that's kind of like built into there. Yeah. Okay, so I don't have a trooper. I don't have a scout trooper, but I do have a stormtrooper, and I'm sure at some point in the world a stormtrooper has ridden on a speeder bike at some point in the Star Wars galaxy. And this should be a little bit more scaled. So you see the feet go on like that. The hands can go on the handlebars. So something like that fits pretty well. So I think that works. So this would be comparable to the 6-inch speeder bike. I think actually that speeder bike is maybe a little bit oversized. If you like that size better, scale this up a little bit more and it should match that. I don't actually have a loose speeder bike to compare it to that's 6-inch scale. Mine is mint in box and I'll never take it out. I love that thing. Used to have a loose one, but I ended up selling that one. But yeah, this is a pretty cool piece. And again, I put a little ball socket down here so you could have a stand. And yeah, so this is already out on the Patreon. This came out last month. If you dig this, check it out. You know, this thing could be scaled up. I think there's enough detail in here. It will look good at a 1/6 scale. It might be able to be scaled down for 1/18 scale, although I don't know if the gun's going to survive. But you know, it might. Who knows? So have fun. If you like this, check out my Patreon, Layer Creations, and yeah, may the force be with you.